Mr. Axel, welcome to Egypt. We'd love to have you here.
Thank you very much.
You're more than welcome. It's our pleasure to have you and SME Consulting while you are visit to the Sahara Expo. I believe Australia is very well known with its agricultural products all over the world. So would you please tell us about your interest in Sahara Expo?
Yes, so as you mentioned, Australia is a very important country for agriculture, and particularly as Australia is the world's driest continent. So we have a lot of expertise in growing products, agricultural products with minimal water. Mm-hmm. And of course, Egypt is also a country that sometimes needs to be careful with how much water is used. So I think there are good potential for cooperation. Australia grows a lot of crops, so wheat, barley. Mm-hmm. These are two of our biggest exports to Egypt. There are vegetables. We grow fool, export a lot of fool to Egypt. And we have meat, of course, lamb and beef, and of course liver, which is very popular here.
Sure,
so
it is actually.
These are all the Australian agricultural products, but we also have companies that manage irrigation channels, for example, that ends up with water being saved. So Australian companies are definitely active here in Egypt.
We definitely have seen this with finding a lot of Australian products in the Egyptian market, especially in the meat sector, because as your Excellency has just mentioned, it's very popular here in Egypt. It's a type of meat that's being imported from Australia. So how do you see the potential cooperation based on the private sector cooperation between Australia and Egypt?
Yes, I think there is a lot of potential. I think in both directions. I think, as I mentioned, Australia has expertise in dry land agriculture, so maybe there can be some cooperation with technology transfer. On the other hand, Egypt grows a lot of fruits that would be very popular in Australia. Mm-hmm. So I think we already have some dates going to Australia. Some citrus will go very soon to Australia because there is a new agreement on importing citrus from Egypt.
Okay, that's very impressive actually. Would you tell us about this, please?
Yes, so Australia has strict quarantine regulations, but for each product from each country there is an import risk assessment that is done. Mm-hmm. So where there is good potential for products from abroad to be popular in Australia, this work is done to make sure that pests don't come in, and so once that is conducted, and it has been done for citrus, I believe, then it's purely a commercial arrangement. So any Egyptian exporter can export to Australia.
Okay, this is very impressive actually. Like the cooperation is being implemented already and steps has been taken already. This is very impressive.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, would you tell us about the role that the embassy plays in supporting the Australian companies and citizens to start cooperation with Egyptian companies and farmers?
Yes, so Australian companies, they can come to the embassy and we can refer them to some advice on business conditions, or we can sometimes help to put them in touch with clients. But really, it's more a general introduction to Egypt. We don't have a specialist commercial facilitation section in the embassy, but we know other people in the Australian government who can do that. Okay. So to a limited degree, we can help Australian companies that would like to export to Egypt.
Okay, that looks very impressive. Thanks a lot, Mr. Axel, for your Excellency to join us during this interview, and we'll definitely have enjoyed it. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.